Hello, my name is Brian Robertson. I work with Sean Corney, and together we run the Q Employment Program here at PLEA. Today I'm going to talk to you about the process of creating a chronological resume. A resume is a list of your work experience, skills and attributes, education, training, volunteer experience, and hobbies and interests. A resume is required to apply for jobs. The main function of a resume is to secure an interview with an employer. Resumes must be neat and organized. There must not be any spelling or grammar mistakes. It's best to limit your resume to 1 or 2 pages at the most. Remember, a resume is a reflection of yourself. So, if you put together a disorganized and messy resume, you're saying to a potential employer that you really don't care about your work. If you put together a top-notch resume, you're saying to a potential employer that you are serious about the position. Let's get started on putting together a resume. We are first going to start off with the header, which will include all of your contact information. First, start with your full name on the left side of the page. Your name can be in bold font or a larger letter size. Usually around 20 font is good. Then after you put your name in, go back to 12 font for the rest of the resume. Go to the end of the line and put the word phone with a colon. Then put in your phone number. On the next line, put the beginning of your address. For example, 123 Commercial Drive. Then go to the end of the second line and put in the word email with a colon and put in your email. Go to the next line and finish your address. For example, Vancouver, BC, V3L 2J3. Go to the next line and draw a line across your page by holding the Shift key and the line key together. You have now completed your header, also known as your contact information. Because a resume is a formal document, you shouldn't use abbreviations. As an example, you must spell West or Street instead of using W or ST. A potential employer may be contacting you, so it's very important to remember to have a polite and professional voice message set up and an appropriate email. For this resume, I'm going to be using a feature called shading to highlight each section of the resume. If you prefer, you can just bold and underline each section. It's up to you how you want the visual enhancements to look. Let's look at the objective statement. Following your personal information, go down 2 lines and write the word objective and then put in a colon. An objective is basically saying to a potential employer what you're looking for and what your goal is. It's important to tailor the objective statement to the position that you're applying for. For example, I'm looking for an employer that provides opportunities for growth and advancement, or if you want to keep it simple, you could put that you're looking to secure a part-time cashier's position in a retail setting. The next section is skills and attributes. This is a chance for you to showcase what you bring to the job. You're probably wondering, where do I get my skills and attributes from? Skills and attributes are developed through working on school projects, formal work, volunteer experience, for example, working at a community center or a church, sports teams, or belonging to clubs. Examples of skills would be good communication skills, able to use power and hand tools, good organizational skills, and able to work individually or as a team member. An attribute would be something like being physically fit or knowing a second language. To list your skills and attributes, start by going down 2 lines after your objective statement and write the words skills and attributes with a colon. Go to the next line and put in a bullet and then write one of your skills. Keep repeating this process until you've listed all of your skills and attributes. The next section is work experience. If you don't have any experience, simply write, I'm looking for my first job. It's okay if you don't have any work experience. At one point, we all didn't have any work experience, so no worries. If you have some experience, it's important to put your previous jobs in chronological order. This means putting the most recent job first. If you had jobs in 2017, 2018, and 2019, you'll start with 2019 first, then 2018, then 2017. It's important to put the specific months you were employed. For example, March-November, 2018. It's not enough to simply put 2018. Under the employer's name and location, include the various duties you were responsible for. Examples could include stocking items, assisting customers, processing transaction, and cleaning duties. It's important to only include jobs on your resume that you had left on good terms. Anything on your resume is fair game for an employer to ask you about. If you were fired from a job due to being late for work several times, or you missed work without valid excuses, this may cause a potential employer to ask your previous manager about this, and you may not end up getting the job you're applying for. It's best to leave jobs off your resume if things ended in a bad way. If you have volunteer experience, then the next section title should be Volunteer Experience. List your volunteer experience the same way you listed your work experience. The next section is Education and Training. This is where you detail your current or latest grade in high school or post-secondary school. This is also the section to put down training you have completed, such as first aid, food safe, forklift, computer courses, and so on. When you're listing your training experience, you have to list the type of training, the place where you received the training, and the date that you took the training. You start by putting in the type of training and bolding it. For example, occupational first aid, level 1. Then, at the end of the line, put in the date that you took the training. For example, August, 2019. On the next line, put the company that you took the training with and the location of the training. For example, the CARE Institute, Vancouver, BC. The final section is for hobbies and interests. This can include any sports you played, reading, music, movies, and other passions and interests. You can list your hobbies and interests either with bullets or vertically across the page, depending on how much space you have left on your resume. Okay, you've completed your resume. A few things to note. It's extremely important that your resume doesn't have any spelling or grammar mistakes. Ask a friend or family member to proofread it to make sure there aren't any spelling mistakes you may have missed. You can also use spell check on your computer. You should never include your social insurance number on your resume. The only time you should give your social insurance number to an employer is when you are hired. You should also not include your age, weight, ethnicity, or religion. If you have references, a separate reference page can be prepared. I hope this video has been helpful. Please log on to PLEA TV in the coming weeks for additional videos on how to do a cover letter and reference page.